one down the drain, eh, Bern?
Well, I only had 50 notes on it. I'm saving the big bet for the next race.
I thought you'd been having big bets.
No, I'm plunging everything on my own horse. Well, I mean, you got to, haven't you?
I wish you'd have consulted me before you lashed out good money on that nag.
Consulted you? May I remind you, Norman, my friend, that when our detective agencies were merged, I became the senior partner because I put in the bulk of the money.
Now you're taking the bulk of it out again.
Trust me, Norm, will you? That horse is a winner.
Oh, yeah. Like the dog you bought off that Paddy in the pub. The one that was going to win the Greyhound Derby. The Paddy had more chance than the dog.
That dog had potential.
He couldn't have caught a tortoise, let alone a hare.
Look, that horse will get its money back in no time. I've called it Crime Busters International. Our name will be spread in all the papers. Think of the publicity we'll be getting out of it.
The only thing you'll get out of that horse is the stuff you put on your rose beds.
The stuff you're talking, you mean? Trouble with you is you haven't got a gambler's instinct.
I've got a nose for approaching bankruptcy, though.
Oh, come on, let's put a bet on the next race.
I'm offering 7 to 1, Frisky Robin. 7 to 2, Twin Peril. 9 to 4, Abigail's Joy. Any takers? Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Aye, look out, Gov. Here he comes again. Your favourite mug.
What a Burke. He's worth his weight in gold, that fella. Mr. Weinstock, hard luck about the last race.
Can't complain, swings and roundabouts.
You should complain, you're losing on both.
I see you're giving 33s on my horse.
Your horse? I didn't know you was an owner, Mr. Weinstock.
Yes, Crime Busters International. I named it after our firm.
Phew, and I've been offering 33s. I must be out of my mind. Perhaps we better share the odds. I mean, you've been such a shrewd judge of horseflesh.
He wouldn't recognise it if he had it in a sandwich.
Yeah, well, as you're a regular client, I'll give you the benefit. It was a small flutter you were after, I presume?
Of course, yes. 1,000 liquor on the nose.
It's a bit heavy for a small bookie like me. Still, I'm a gambling man. On your account, is it, sir?
Yes, please.
Right, it's down to Mr. Weinstock. £1,000 to win. Crime Busters International.
Tar very much, mate.
Perfectly all right, Mr. Weinstock. I mean, your credit's always good. You never let me down. Of course, then you disappoint my big brother what's just come out the scrubs after doing 2 years for GBH.
Don't worry. After the next race, I'll be owning your business. Come on, Lord.
Do you want to lay some of that off, Governor?
No.
Well, suppose it wins.
Don't be daft. I knew the geezer what flogged it to him. The day that donkey wins a race, the Pope will get married.
It's a pity the Queen Mum hasn't got the runner today. Nothing she likes more than mixing with the owners.
You're mad, you are. You are raving mad.
What are you talking about?
You put 1,000 nicker on the nose of that horse of yours and it's probably got no chance.
That's all you know. By a stroke of good fortune, I've managed to acquire the services of a superb jockey.
Oh, yeah? Who's that? Lester Piggott?
Ah, he's rubbish.
Oh, Willie Carson?
Nah, he's over the hill.
Walter Swinburne?
Not enough experience.
Well, who then?
Brian Tollpuddle.
Tollpuddle who?
Brian. He's the nephew of the governor of the Red Lion. He's an amateur, I grant, but always mustard. Oh, here he comes now. You're not nervous, Brian, are you?
No, Mr. Weinstock.
You're on a good filly, and I want you to give him his edge straight from the off. Might as well win my street. Good luck. I know you won't let me down.
Thanks, Mr. Weinstock.
Good boy. I've every confidence in you. You can do it!
He didn't do it, Bern. The race is over. He hasn't crossed the line yet.
He's dead unlucky. Got boxed in.
If they'd have had to have gone round twice, he would have been lapped. Cut your losses now. Sell it for cat's meat.
I'm not going to judge it on one outing. Next week, him and Brian could be a winning combination.
Only if the horse rides Brian. Come on, let's have it.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all right, mate.
Very clumsy of me.
What are you going to have, a scotch?
Yeah, I'll have a large one.
So will I, and you'll have to pay.
What? What for?
Because they'd be pocket-picked.
Oh, 2 large scotches, please, love. It's not been your day, has it, Bern?
So, I've lost a few quid.
Do you know how much you've lost today?
No.
Just over 2 grand.
Oh, never.
You have, mate. I've been counting.
Easily rectified. We'll stop at the casino on the way home and I'll win it all back on the roulette tables.
It's no laughing matter, mate. I've been going through the firm's accounts and we're in trouble. All right, I know you did very well out of the last case you sold before we became partners, but if you don't pack up gambling, in 6 months' time we'll have nothing left. We'll be skint.
Come on, Norm, we'll pick up 1 or 2 lucrative jobs.
You better hope so. Otherwise, your financial interests are going to transfer from the stock exchange to the labour exchange. You've got to cut down, Bernie, that's final. Which is why I'm giving you this. I've meant to give it to you the last couple of days.
Gamblers Anonymous, you must be joking. I don't need them. I'm not addicted. I could give it up this minute if I wanted to.
You couldn't.
I could.
You couldn't.
All right, put your money where your mouth is. I'll lay you 10 to 1 in 20s that I could...
See what I mean?
Oh, good.
Same again?
Yeah, all right. St Jude's Hall, Chiltern Gardens, 8 p.m. Thursdays.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
I've come to attend the meeting.
Oh, let's see now. It's Thursday, isn't it? What are you, a piss artist or a...
What do you mean?
Well, we've got both kinds here, you see. Alcoholics Anonymous and Gamblers Anonymous.
Now, listen, just 'cause I like a little flutter, don't mean that
Oh,
I'm...
you're a potty thumper. Yes, well, through that door there. The vicar's in there talking to another couple of fellas in there.
Oh, thank very much.
It's all psychological, you know.
Pardon?
You're all balmy. Tuppence short of a shilling, that's what you lot are.
Stop the old goat. My life, what am I doing here? What am I doing?
Welcome, dear friend. It is heartwarming indeed to welcome a new addition to our little group. Joy shall be in heaven over one sinner that repenteth, more than over 99 just persons which need no repentance.
Sounds good odds, 99 to 1.
Oh, naughty, naughty. We are here to forget that sort of thing. Do come and sit down, will you?
3 oranges. That's the second time I've had 3 oranges.
Your 2 toffees and up 2 more.
Looks like a pretty ardent bunch you got here, Vicar.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, absolutely incorrigible. A bad lot, I'm afraid.
I've got to hand it to you, Vicar. You know, you're doing a wonderful job helping these poor devils.
Good heavens. Me? Oh, no, no, no. You got the wrong end of the stick. I'm one of them, or rather, one of us. But you're a man of the cloth. Makes no difference, dear boy. Do you know, I once lost the entire steeple restoration fund to Mr. William Hill.
Good.
Yes. I'll have £2 to win on 26 to 4th in the 40th Park.
Whatever you're supposed not to be doing, you better stop doing it. She's here.
Who's he going on about?
Helen Carter, our group leader, a remarkably fine woman.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, miss. Ah, I see we have a new recruit.
Pleased to meet you, miss. My name is...
First name only, please.
Oh, my name's Bernie.
Glad to have you with us, Bernie. Do sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Hello. Okay. Well, now, Bernie, perhaps you'd like to start the proceedings. We're very informal here. Just tell us something about yourself.
Yes, well, I'm 50 years of age, and by profession, I'm a private investigator. I don't know where to begin, really. I had a lucky turn-up a little while ago. I made quite a bit of money. I like a little flutter. Well, it don't mean no harm, do it? Provided you can afford it. Anyway,
Thanks very much. See you next week.
Good night, dear lady. Very helpful, as usual. See you at the same time next week.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget, it's better not to bet.
Oh, I'll do my best to remember.
Well, good night, miss, and thank you very much.
Just a moment, Bernie.
Huh?
I'm afraid I'm rather breaking the rules here, but you said you were a private detective.
That's right, yeah.
I wonder if you could spare me a few minutes. You may be able to help me.
Oh, well, if I can, of course. What's it all about?
It's about a rather large quantity of missing diamonds.
Diamonds?
Yes, possibly worth hundreds and thousands of pounds.
Hey, you're not having me on, are you?
No, I'm perfectly serious.
Well, let's dip down the road and talk about it over a drink, all right?
Oh, good.
Good morning, Sharon, my little peach. What a beautiful day.
I can see you had your liver salts before breakfast.
Confidentially, I met a lady last night who could be very good news.
At your time of life, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Don't be saucy. She's strictly business. Oh, so far, anyway. Mind you, if I were 20 years younger, 6 foot tall, blonde and handsome.
I'll be all over you like a dose of
You
measles.
naughty girl.
Hello, Sharon.
Oh, morning, Oliver.
Well, come along, Mother.
So, this is your place of employment. Rather on the drab side, I must say. Although somewhat alleviated by this charming person here. Who is she?
Let me introduce you. This is Sharon Finch, our receptionist. Sharon, this is my mother, Lady Holteye.
Pleased to meet you, milady.
What an attractive girl. Good peasant stock. You could do a lot worse, you know, Oliver.
Mother, please.
Tell me, dear, has he made advances to you?
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Then he's either a fool or a puff. Mind you, the way he looks at the moment, I can't imagine anyone giving him a second glance.
I must say, Oliver, you do look a bit of a sight this morning.
I know, I do apologise. I've been up all night, you see, standing on a ladder in Potter's Bar. I was so exhausted, I phoned Mother and asked her if she'd give me a lift to the office.
What were you doing up a ladder? You're not doing a bit of window cleaning on the side, are you?
No, no. No, I was trying to take pictures of this lady and gentleman in bed together.
Filthy little beast.
All in the line of duty, Mother, I assure you. It's a divorce case that Mr. Weinstock has assigned me to.
Did you get your pictures then?
Afraid not. Forgot to take the damn lens cap off the camera.
All that energy wasted.
I know, I'm worn out.
I didn't mean you, dear. I meant them.
Well, thanks awfully for the lift, Mother. I really ought to be making out my report.
Oh, you want me to push off, do you?
Well,
Well, now, before I go, I want to see this Mr. Weinstock person.
Oh, he's probably very busy.
Oh, I'm sure he'd like to meet your mum, Oliver. Mr. Weinstock?
Yeah?
Oliver's mum, Lady Holteye, is
Ladyship. How delighted and honoured I am to make your acquaintance.
I see you have a grovelling respect for the aristocracy, Mr. Weinstock. You should endeavour to overcome it. For the most part, we're a worthless lot.
I can't believe that.
Well, suit yourself. And my son, is he progressing?
Oh, he does you credit, my lady. He's bright, intelligent, and of course, with his superior background, he's well suited to dealing with our more upmarket clients.
Well, he won't meet many of those at the top of a ladder.
Sorry?
Mother's referring to last night's assignment.
Oh, well, I'm trying to give him a thorough grounding in all aspects of detective work.
Well, at least you've got a job of sorts. Jolly sight better than sitting on your bum in the House of Lords all day like his father.
Oh, I'm sure being a lord involves a lot of vain work.
Oh, well, this is Philidor saying a big 10-10 till we do it again.
Pardon?
Mother's just had a CB radio installed in the rolls.
Oh, I see.
I got a 10-17 at a super slab bean store, an eyeball with some breakers.
Oh, I hope it turns out nicely for you. Whatever it is.
Thank you. Oh, and Sharon, dear, do try and lead him on a bit. Give him a flash of leg now and again. He's not a bad catch. There's a lot of loot in the family.
What a wonderful woman, Oliver. You're a lucky boy. Anyway, come into my office. I've got something very important to discuss with you. Norman? Yeah? Give us a couple of minutes, will you? Take the weight off, Holly.
Morning, Sherlock Holmes. Hope we didn't get you up too early.
Oh, shut up, Norman, and sit down.
What's that, then?
Now, listen, lads, I'm not sure, but I think I've stumbled on somebody who's going to earn us a lot of loot.
Do go on. I'm fascinated.
So am I.
Shut up.
Now, last night, I met a bird at the function I was attending who told me a story that got me all agog. In fact, it kept me awake half the night.
Like eating pickled onions, you mean?
Norman, this is serious. This could earn us a lot of gilt.
You mean we could milk her for a few quid?
Well, no, not exactly, because she's skint.
What do you mean, skint?
Oh, you mean she hasn't any money? Skint, you see, it's rhyming slang. Brassic lint.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry.
A job like that, we need like a fractured femur.
Now, don't jump to conclusions. This is the sort of job that if we solve it, we could cop big.
And if we don't?
Norm, why are you so negative? I mean, after all, we are professionals, first-class detectives, right?
Wrong. We're a bunch of small-time slags. I mean, how many cases have we solved in the last 6 months since we've been in partnership?
Now and again, you've got to get lucky, right, Oliver?
Tell us about it, then.
No, I'll let the lady tell you that, just like she did last night.
You mean she's coming round the office, then?
No, we'll go to her place of work. So grab your coats and let's move.
So what does this Helen Carter do around here?
I don't know. She never told me. Probably works in the office. Excuse me.
Yes?
We're looking for Miss Helen Carter. Could you tell us where we can find her?
Yes, that's her coming now.
What's she doing in one of them things?
She's in one of them things all day long. She's the chief flying instructor.
Is she? Oh, I like. This bird really has got wings. Morning, Helen.
Hello, Bernie.
Would this be a convenient moment to have a little chat?
Yes, of course. I got half an hour before my next lesson.
Right.
Let's go and sit down over there.
OK. Oh, Helen, I'd like you to meet my associates. This is my partner, Mr. Norman Lugg.
How'd you do?
One of our field operatives, Mr. Oliver Ottershaw.
So terribly pleased to meet you.
Smarmy punts.
You know, when his dad dies, he'll be a lord.
You'll be the biggest Burke in the peerage.
Now, Helen, perhaps you'll be kind enough to repeat the story you told me in the pub last night. Just relax and try not to leave anything out.
Righto, Bernie.
You don't mind if I record you, do you? Only it's easier making notes.
Of course not.
Right, carry on.
Well, it's a rather strange story, really. But there's a chance that it could lead to the discovery of a rather large amount of very valuable diamonds.
Diamonds?
Shut up.
Carry on, Helen.
It all began with my father. He was a corporal in the Royal Wessex Regiment during the war. When he came home, he was a sick man. He never really recovered his health. He died when I was a little girl. My mother died only a few months ago, and when I was clearing out the house, I came across an old box that belonged to my father, full of letters and souvenirs of the war. Amongst them, I discovered this. It contains an account of the extraordinary events surrounding my father's capture by the enemy in Holland. I'll read it to you. It's headed Stalag 14, November 1944. I've been in the bag for about a month now, and I can't say I'm enjoying it. It was utterly stupid the way it happened. If only I'd turned right instead of left, I wouldn't be here now. Still, the incredible piece of luck I had just before they grabbed me makes it easier to bear. If our lads get a move on and knock Jerry out once and for all, I'll be free in a few months, and then I can go back for them. I don't know the name of the place, but I know how to find it. I was with the leading platoon trying to fight our way up the main street of this small Dutch town. Jerry was giving us quite a bit of stick.
Come on, Carter, we're pulling out!
Right, sir. Coming, sir.
I'd run straight into the Jerry's, but not before I'd had time to hide the diamonds.
Well, come on, what happened next?
Mice.
Mice? Well, what have they got to do with it?
Well, unfortunately, they're gutsy little fellas and they ate the next 3 pages. All we could find was 2 words at the end. One of them was horn, then there was a blank, then there was corn, and then des. D-E-double-S.
And that's all?
That's all, mate.
Well, you're stark raving mad, you are. A, we don't know where the town is in Holland. B, we don't know where he's hidden the diamonds. And C, how do we know they haven't been found?
Oh, it's a gamble, isn't it, mate?
Bernie?
Sorry, Helen. It's a calculated risk. You see, if we find them, there could be a big reward. And if no legal claimant can be found, they could be ours under the finders keepers basis. See, whatever the proceeds, Helen says she'll split with us 50-50. Now, come on, what do you say? Shall we have a crack at it?
I think it's a splendid idea.
Oh, proper little Sexton Blake you are. All right, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Good, you got yourself a deal, Helen.
Marvellous.
Well, we've got 1 or 2 odds and ends to clear up, and then we'll get moving straight away.
You've got my number, Bernie?
Yeah, that's all right. We'll keep in touch, Helen.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's hope we hit the jackpot.
Helen.
Oh, I mean, I hope our efforts are rewarded.
Now, keep your fingers crossed. If this comes off, you'll be able to buy yourself a Concorde.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad you're back, Mr. Weinstock.
Why, what's up, love?
Mr. Price has been on the phone twice this morning, sir. He wants to speak to you urgently.
I suppose that's Mr. Price of Price's Cut Price Stores?
Yeah, that's right.
OK, love, I better nip down there a bit sharpish. He'll probably want to divorce his wife again.
What do you mean, again?
Oh, it happens as regular as clockwork. Every 2 or 3 months, he thinks she's carrying on with other fellas.
And is she?
You must be joking. She's 18 stone and only failed the audition for the Elephant Man because she was too ugly. Still, he's good for a ton every time I call on him. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'll take this tape of Ellen's and listen to it in the car. You never know, there might be a clue there somewhere. Cheers.
See you, Bernie.
Bye. OK, Mr. Price, leave this with me. What a burp.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. How clumsy of me.
All right, mate. Blimey, somebody's nicked me motor.
Hi, Mickey. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, spray of red. You look quite nice. Quite nice. Here, Joe. Change them plates, will you? Yeah. Well, Mr. B will square up with you.
Anything else special the governor wants, Reg?
Yeah. He's got a customer for a nice Range Rover. Wire registration, if possible.
It's a tough one. Wait a minute. Princess Anne, she got one of them, hasn't she?
Yeah, leave it out. Start feeding off them, we'd all end up inside the bloody tower. Just a thought. Well, think again. See ya. Cheers. Here. Well, let's have a little rummage around and see if there are any fringe benefits. My Lord, that's a turn-out for the book.
Something tickling you, Reg, old boy?
Hello, Mr. Blackman. Yeah, look, this motor we just nicked, it belonged to a private detective, look.
Dear, oh dear. Of all people, he should know there's a lot of villains about.
Yeah, well, you can't trust nobody these days, can you?
Crime Busters International. Well, this is one thing he won't be busting.
But it's a nice, clean motor, though.
Oh, really? Oh, look. I wonder what his taste in music is like. Vulgar, I'll be bound.
Well, it's a rather strange story, really. But there's a chance that it could lead to the discovery of a rather large amount of very valuable diamonds.
So this inspector turns round to me and he says, "You're a detective, find your own car." Not only that, I've had my wallet nicked again. Again! Yeah, I must be crime-prone. No, I'm still in the office. No, I thought I'd stay late tonight because I've still got some paperwork to catch up on. By the way, Ellen's tape was in the car. Yeah, must be a couple of kids out for a joyride. Yeah, won't mean much to them. Oh, you still got the diary? Well, keep reading it. You never know, you might stumble on something. Yeah, right. See you tomorrow. Cheerio, Norm. What the hell? I don't know what you're after. You won't find anything here. There's only a couple of quid in the cash box. Norman!
What the hell's been going on in here?
We've been turned over. I thought you were the gunman come back.
Gunman?
Yeah. That's why I gave you one.
It doesn't make sense. What would he expect to find in a dump like this?
Search me.
He probably did. He seems to have searched everywhere else.
Yes, well, we better get on the blower and report to the law. Hello. Busby's been knackered. We better get out of the local nick.
So me and Frisbee chased him through the allotments, down the road, when he dived into this empty house.
Cup of tea, go.
Oh, it's all, Frisbee. Thank you very much. Then this chummy goes belting up the stairs, and that's where we nabbed him. I hid in the carsy. I didn't even lock the door. You could say we nicked him before he had time to bolt. You get that, Frisbee? Bolt?
Oh, Inspector Dearlove, I'm glad you're here.
I can't say I share your pleasure, Mr. Weinstock. If you come about your car, we haven't found it. Same goes for your wallet.
No, you don't understand. I've got something else to report.
Don't tell me you found a dog found in the footpath. A case of canine incontinence.
Is this that private eye you were telling me about?
He may be a private eye, but he's a public nuisance.
Now, look, this is important. My office was broken into and I was threatened by an armed gunman.
An armed gunman, you say? Probably want to take a shot at rifle in your safe.
This is no laughing matter. We've got a serious complaint.
Complaint? Hope it isn't catching. Complaint catching. Oh, I ought to be on the telly. Who is this gentleman here?
This is Mr. Norman Lugg, my partner.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Right, perhaps you'd like to tell us what happened.
Yes. Well, I was sitting in my office, working late, when suddenly the door from the outer office burst open, and there was this big tall geezer with a shotgun.
Perfectly accurate description, yes. Should be able to pick him up with no bother.
What the inspector means is, can you describe his facial features?
No, he had a stocking over his head.
A stocking over his head? Probably when we pick him up, we'll give him a suspended sentence.
Very droll, sir. Comical in the extreme.
Yes, what happened next?
Well, I threw my in tray at him and made a dash for the door.
And?
I tripped over the rope, ran into the wall and knocked myself out.
Oh. Just been erected, had it, this wall? I mean, you didn't know it was there? Sort of leapt out and took you by surprise, eh?
I ran into the wall by accident.
Perfectly understandable. Happens all the time. What about you, sir? Your cranium seems to harbour a rather nasty contusion.
Pardon?
You better bang on the bolts.
Oh, yeah.
And was you attacked by the same wall?
No. Mr. Weinstock hit me.
Well, the plot thickens.
It was a mistake.
Seems to be your day for making mistakes. You lose your car, your wallet, you get turned over by an armed villain, you run into a wall, and then you clobber your mate by mistake. Must say your stories are rather strange in a court of law. May I remind you that we are law-abiding citizens who pay our taxes? Just as well, otherwise you'd be in trouble with the Yellow Rose. Yellow Rose? The Yellow Rose of taxes. That's what we missed, that is. Right, Mr. Weinstock. Leave it to us professionals. We'll be round in the morning to check for fingerprints.
Thank you very much. Come on, Norm.
By the way, Mr. Weinstock, take a tip from me. Next time you run into a wall, make sure you're well and truly plastered. Would you mind going into the other room, my dear? We'll continue this later.
You don't half know how to pick on Mr. Blackman.
I flatter myself that my tastes are of the utmost refinement. I think I could truthfully say that I'm a man of great sensitivity.
I brought your gun back.
Ah. You didn't have to use it after all.
No, never laid a finger on him.
Excellent. I abhor violence. Except when it's absolutely necessary, of course.
Well, that is the end of the good news, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'll turn that office upside down. There's no trace of nothing about what we heard on that tape.
What about Mr. Weinstock? Couldn't you have used your more gentle powers of persuasion and broken a finger or two?
Well, it wouldn't have done no good. He ran into the wall and knocked himself cold.
Uncooperative cretin. I suppose you searched his person thoroughly?
Oh, yeah, of course, there's nothing. Look, perhaps we ought to find out his address and chip his gaff over.
No, Rich. On reflection, we were wrong to use the crude approach in the first place. Come with me, I want to show you something. Oh. Charming little fellow. A Peruvian bird-eating spider.
He's horrible.
Oh, not very pretty, perhaps, but makes a most efficient living in his jungle. Much the same as we do in ours. Technique's very simple, too. He lies in wait for his prey and then pounces. We'll do the same. Mr. Weinstock is a detective. Let him detect. We'll keep our eye on him. When he retrieves the jewels, pow!
Oh, that's brilliant, Mr. Blackman. Blooming brilliant.
All right, my darling, a robin for you for breakfast.
I don't know how you can live with a thing like that in the house.
I find my spiders a great source of comfort. We have an affinity. They, like me, are natural predators.
Oh, Mr. Blackman.
What is it, Jasmine, my dear?
Well, I was in the kitchen looking for a biscuit, and I opened this jar, and a great flipping furry thing jumped out on the floor.
Well, don't worry about it, my child. She's perfectly harmless. That's Lucy, my Siberian tundra spider. A very rare and valuable specimen.
Well, I hope she can swim.
Why?
Because I just flushed Lucy down the loo.
I think you're ever so brave, Mr. Weinstock, to throw your in tray at that fellow with the shotgun.
I'm not only brave, but strong. There must have been 6 months' work in that basket.
You're only jealous because he's a hero. I suppose you'd have thrown your wig at him and bitten him with your dentures.
Listen, darling, this is all mine.
Maybe, but these aren't.
I didn't know you had false teeth, Sharon.
Not me, him, you silly fool.
Oh. But I still can't understand why that bloke broke into our office last night.
But Inspector Dearlove didn't have much idea either. Anyway, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How are we going to proceed with this case?
Well, it'll please you to know that in spite of a splitting headache last night, I went carefully through this half a dozen times, analysing it minutely in detail for any hidden clue. Corn, horn, D-E-double-S. The last legible words, remember?
Yeah, and what'd you come up with?
Not a bleeding thing.
Big help you are. So, where do we go from here?
How do we discover the whereabouts of a Dutch town where the diamonds may or may not be hidden?
Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Weinstock?
Make anything, if it's only a fool of yourself.
Well, surely we could discover the location of the Royal Wessex Regiment in October 1944 by consulting Army records.
Oh, brilliant. They're going to let us lot go poking through their files, aren't they? You stupid Burke.
Actually, I was thinking of my uncle, Mr. Lugg.
What's your uncle got to do with it?
Well, he happens to be quite a high-up bod at the Ministry of Defence.
High up? Lift attendant, is he?
No. He's a junior minister, as a matter of fact. I'm sure Uncle Hillary could get us the information we need.
Hillary? You sure he's your uncle, not your auntie?
Would you like me to go and give him a ring, Mr. Weinstock?
I take it as a great personal favour, Oliver, my old son. And while you're on the blower, mention my name and give him my kindest regards.
Oh, don't it make you sick?
I can't help having been born with blue blood in my veins, Mr. Lugg.
That's right, Norm. Any more than you can help being as common as muck with brown ale in your veins. Look at it this way. He's caviar and you're tripe and onions.
Yeah. Cheers. There you go, Squire.
Now, madam, if you think you recognise the man who approached you on the common, totally naked from the waist down, I want you to reach out and touch him. Try to make sure in your own mind before identifying any of the men in the lineup.
If you get them to drop their trousers, I'll recognise him straight away.
I'm sorry, madam, you'll have to make do with our faces.
If I sort the right one out, can I take him home?
You've got to bear in mind, madam, that only one of these men is guilty. The rest are innocent.
Well, if they come home with me, they won't be innocent for long. I like the one with the hat.
I'm not happy about this one, Gov. On the face of it, it's one for the files. We've got no fingerprints, no motive, no suspect, and nothing appears to have been stolen. And yet, I've got this gut feeling.
You should lay off the cenopods, Frisbee. Still, I think you're right, you know. I did notice something rather strange as we left Weinstock's office.
What was that, Gov?
Well, lurking on the pavement opposite, trying to be inconspicuous, was an old customer of ours, Mickey Jordan.
I thought he was still in the scrubs.
No, he's been out a couple of months now. You really ought to try and be more like the top of the pops, you know.
I don't follow you, Gov.
Or keep up to date with the latest releases.
Take that, you dirty, filthy swine. That's him, Sergeant. I'd recognise him anywhere.
No, madam, that's Mr. Dearlove, our detective inspector.
And you ought to know better going about flashing, you dirty, filthy swine.
Take it away, Sergeant, stupid old crone.
I'll give you crone. I'll give you... crone, I'll give you crone. I'll give you...
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Can't understand how she mistook you for one of them, sir.
No, they're miles taller than I am. Been down to the jeweller's, have you, Jackson?
Jeweller's, sir?
I see you've got a new charm on your bracelet.
If that joke don't count as police brutality, I don't know what does.
If you don't get off that phone soon, I'm going to be Mozart. Who fancies another one?
Oh, no. Have a drink and I'll be anybody's.
Well, get her another one, Bern, I'll pay.
When I said anybody's, I meant within reason.
Hang on, here he comes.
Blimey, the length of time you've been, you could have walked to Whitehall and talked to your uncle in person.
Sorry I've been so long.
That's quite all right, Oliver, me old mate. Did you manage to get through to Uncle with no bother?
No trouble at all.
And have you got any interesting news?
I jolly well have. Apparently, My Aunt Daphne's chauffeur, Brian, has just had a sex change and is now working as Mary, the upstairs maid.
Oh, Oliver, no, not that sort of news. Have you found out anything pertinent to the case what we're working on?
Oh, I see. Well, yes.
Oh.
It's not entirely good, I'm afraid. Uncle Hilary got one of his minions to dig out the dope on the Royal Wessex Regiment, 1st Battalion, by the way, and unfortunately their exact movements during October 1944 can't be pinpointed.
Can't be pinpointed? Well, the way they run a war. But don't they keep records of this sort of thing?
Oh, they did. Each unit kept a war diary giving precise details of all their operations, but unluckily the Royal Wessex Battalion headquarters was wiped out and the diary destroyed.
My life, you've got it in for me, haven't you?
However, using the old loaf of bread, I got onto the Royal Wessex Regimental Association and I managed to get the name and address of Carter's platoon commander at that time.
Oh, you mean the bloke who called him outside the jeweler's shop?
Obviously.
Oh, well, stands to reason, doesn't it? I mean, him being an officer, he's bound to know whereabouts they were.
Oh, yeah. Officers know everything. Us poor other bloody ranks was just cannon fodder.
What are you going on about? All you ever did was national service and spent most of your time in hospital. With piles. Carry on, Oliver.
Well, this chappie's name, he's now a retired colonel, is Charles Egerton, and he lives at, Thornbury Manor, Upper Lenwade, which is a village somewhere in Worcestershire.
Where the sauce comes from.
You're a genius, Oliver. Remind me to have a good think about your salary.
Gosh, you don't mean to say you're going to start paying me?
No, not necessarily. We could owe you a bit more.
Well, what's the next move then, Bernie?
Well, first thing tomorrow morning, we nip straight up to Worcestershire and interview this, Colonel Egerton geezer. We have to take your car.
What about me, Mr. Weinstock?
Oh, no. You stay here with Sharon and hold the fort.
Well, I don't mind staying behind in the office with Sharon Byrne. You could take young Oliver with you. Give him a bit of experience.
You'd get more experience in the office with me.
No, I think it'd be better if you came with me, Norm.
Oh, all right, Byrne. You keep your hands off her.
I wouldn't dream of doing anything else.
That's the trouble with some blokes. They've got no ambition.
Take him!
Stupid game. It's like golf on horseback.
What are you talking about? Polo was imported from India during the days of the Raj. It's part of our great British heritage.
What do you mean, our great British heritage? Your granny was Romanian, your granddad was Russian.
So, the royal family played the game and they're all Greeks and Germans. Oh, excuse me.
Yes?
We're endeavouring to make contact with a certain Colonel Egerton. We went down to his house, Thornbury Manor, and we're told to be down here at the polo game.
By Jove, yes. The old boy never misses a game. He's our president, you know.
Oh, really? Oh, good for him. Could you tell us where we might find him?
There he is. Over there.
Oh. Oh, thank you very much.
By the way,
yes?
If you're a teetotaler, keep out of the way of his breath. It could knock you down at 20 paces.
Oh, thank you.
Take the man!
Foxworth! What do you want? I want another drink, damn you, and stir your stumps a bit.
Now listen, Norm, when we talk to this Colonel Egerton, don't mention diamonds. All we want to know is the name of the town where Carter was captured, right?
What do you take me for, an idiot?
Please yourself.
But what yarn are you going to spin him?
Leave it to me, I'll do the talking. Excuse me, Colonel Egerton?
Yes, that's me.
Our card.
Crime Busters International, what the devil do you want?
Well, just a moment of your time, in private, sir, if that's at all possible.
Oh, very well. But you had to wait until after the game, and then we go back to my place.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, hold your glass out.
This is Foxwell, my batman.
I am not your batman. We ain't in the army no more. I'm your servant, God help me.
Well, I expect you chaps would like a drink, what? All I've read about you private detectives, you're up to your ears in booze and birds, what?
That's very kind. I won't say no, would you, Norm?
Most acceptable.
Yes, well, you better nip along to the clubhouse. There's a nice little bar in there. I'll send Foxwell to let you after the game.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Leave the bottle, Foxwell. Come along, Ledwade. Stick the boot in. You've got him on the run now. Where the hell have the blighters got to? What happened? Did you run out of petrol?
Oh, no, sir. We had to take it easy because there was a police car in front of us.
Oh, you don't want to worry about those chaps. Oh, no. Whenever I'm in danger of being stopped, I always swap seats with Foxwell here. It's been done 14 times for dangerous driving. The lunatic. Yes, well, you'd better come inside and tell me what it's all about. Come along, Foxwell. Nasty man. I'm dying to know what you could possibly want with me. I've never been interviewed by a private detective before.
Oh, it's nothing very important, Colonel. Just something to do with your experiences during the Second World War.
Oh. War? A dreadful thing. Hardly bears thinking about. Man's inhumanity to man. This is what I call my quiet room. I find it very peaceful in here. Do come and sit down. I expect you're ready for a drink. I know I am.
Blimey, Norm. It's like the National Front's trophy room.
Oh, that's strange. I don't remember having a whole bottle with my cornflakes this morning. Foxwell!
No need to shout. I'm here.
You blasted fellow, you're always skulking about. Fetch a bottle of brandy.
Blooming old relic.
On second thoughts, I'd better remember our guests. Fetch a brace of bottles.
Interesting lot of stuff you got here, Colonel.
So you've noticed my little collection, huh?
Yeah, it did catch my eye.
Ah. Now, do you know what this is?
No.
It's a South American blowpipe. They use it to fire darts coated with a deadly venom.
Nasty.
Yes, absolutely no antidote.
Oh, my God.
Oh, double top. Wonder how the hell that got in there. I must have placed it there when I tried to do away with the lady wife. Oh, just my little joke, you know. Oh, now here's an interesting little weapon. Yes, a 15th century Swiss.
You stupid old bastard.
Oh, shut up, Foxwell. Don't pour the drinks before I put you on 14 days' jank. Now, gentlemen, what do you want me to tell you?
We are doing some research for a famous writer who's compiling a book about the Allied operations in the Low Countries during the Second World War.
I was there with the 1st Battalion of the Royal Wessex Regiment.
Do you recall an incident which took place somewhere in Holland in October 1944? You were in charge of a platoon which had to withdraw in the face of superior forces.
And in one of your platoons was the Corporal Carter, who was taken prisoner. Can you remember the name of the little town where this took place?
Oh, I don't remember. Holland 44.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember a thing about it, old boy. Holland 44. No, it's all a blur, but then so was yesterday. Do you remember anything about it, Foxwell? He was there at the time, you know.
Me? No, nothing at all. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, well, not to worry. Nice of you to have seen us. Come on, Norm.
Right with you, Bert?
Tell you what. There is someone you might care to have a word with. My ex-platoon sergeant of that time. A great chap. Yes, we always kept in touch. His name's George Billiard. Runs a yacht-broking business in the Brighton Marina. Done very well for another rank.
Thank you very much, Colonel Richardson. That's a good lead. Make a note of that, Norm.
If you should remember anything else, Colonel, we'll be staying in the village overnight at the White Swan.
Oh, will do. Foxwell, show the gentleman out.
I'd just like to say I appreciate your predicament, old mate. An honest working-class bloke being exploited by inherited wealth, being subjugated by the bourgeoisie, held in your yoke by the barrier of poverty.
Shovel.
Holland, October 44. Corporal Carter. I should remember. Great balls of fire, I've got it! Foxwell! Harsdorp, Foxwell, I've just remembered.
Who?
Harsdorp, you idiot. The little town where Corporal Carter was put in the bag.
Harsdorp, you say?
Yes, that's the name. There's a blasted brandy got in the way, otherwise I would have remembered. I'd better pop down to the White Swan and tell those two private detectives.
I wouldn't bother, Colonel, sir. Can't be important.
Well, probably not, but one likes to do a chap a favour.
The pub won't be open yet, sir. Look, why don't you have another couple of drinks and go down later on?
You know, you're not all bad, Foxwell. Now and again you have a marvellous idea.
You all right, Colonel?
Oh, what the devil happened?
You crashed into a tree, you old fool.
Well, it ran out in front of me. I never had a chance.
We could have been back to the house.
Oh, I've forgotten where I was going.
It can't have been anywhere important. Now, come on now. What you need is a nice stiff drink and straight to kip.
Oh, make it 2 stiff drinks. I'm probably slightly in shock.
Not alone rubbish. Now look, I've been backing horses for the last 25 years.
I don't care if you've been breeding the beggars. I remember that derby very well, and I know what I'm talking about, see?
Excuse me, could I have some more change?
I don't care what you say, Steve. The winner of the 1953 derby was Pinzer.
I've got a quid says you're wrong. Pearl Diver was the winner.
You're on. I'll look it up in the records.
Right.
Look, I don't want to interrupt your little discussion, but I could save you that trouble, being a bit of an expert at the sport of kings.
Oh, jockey are you, or just a punter?
Oh, I like a bit of a wager now and again.
Well, he's got to be a bit of a gambling man. He's put 15 quid in that fruit machine already.
In that case, we'll take this gentleman's word to resolve our little bet, right?
That'll suit me.
No, sir.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind at all. I mean, I remember it well. The winner of the 1953 derby was definitely... What was this you said?
Pearl Diver.
And you'd be 100% right. The Pearl Diver it was, yes.
That's a quid you owe me, then.
Change you wanted, was it, sir?
That's right, yeah.
Of course, Scotland Yard were completely baffled. But then I had one of my flashes of inspiration and cracked the case wide open. The judge at the Old Bailey thanked me most profusely.
I see. How fascinating.
Are you ready for another one, darling?
Well, I hardly like to presume on such short acquaintance. We've only just met.
That's true. But I knew the minute I clapped eyes on you. I felt this immediate mutual attraction.
Well, in that case, I'll have an orange juice.
Oh, have a vodka in it. Go on, it'll do you good. Barman? Can I have a large vodka and orange juice, please?
Yes, sir.
And half a bitter.
Right, sir.
Well, this is a thrill, meeting a real live private eye.
I can imagine it would be.
I can't think what you're doing here in a poky little place like Upper Lind Wade.
Well, I'm working on a case that should earn yours truly a few reddies.
What? Hundreds of pounds, you mean?
Hundreds? Not even thousands. I'm talking about a seven-figure sum.
Never.
Thank you, barman. Would you put this down on my bill, please?
Yes, sir.
You're staying in the pub, are you?
Room number 4, top of the stairs, first on the right. Nice and easy to get to.
You don't waste any time, do you?
I can't afford to in my game, darling. I'm living on a knife edge.
Well, tonight could be difficult, but if you're staying over tomorrow...
Oh, unfortunately, I've got to be away first thing in the morning.
But you're going somewhere exotic, like Bahamas or Bermuda.
Close. Brighton, actually. I've got a spare seat in the car if you fancy a little bit of sea air.
Sounds tempting. Is it to do with the case you're working on?
Yeah, I'm following up an important lead.
What's it all about? Go on, give us a clue.
Well, all I'm willing to say at the moment is that it is something to do with something that is a girl's best friend.
Roll on deodorant.
No.
Her mum.
Your mum? No.
It's time you said goodnight. Go on, push off. There's a good girl.
Who's this? Your father?
My partner.
Senior partner.
Like that, is it? I'll let you know later about Brighton.
Don't bother, love. We're a team of 2. No excess baggage.
Well, thank you very much, Bernie. I'm much obliged. You right put the mockers on that, didn't you?
I'll do more than that. I'll have you doctored if you don't stop shooting your mouth off to every bit of skirt that comes along. What did you tell her we were going to Brighton for?
It didn't do no harm. She's only a local bit of crumpet.
Never mind. Keep your trap shut.
I'm sorry, Bern.
Forget it, mate. I know your problem. If I were married to your missus, God forbid, I'd put poison in her tea.
She wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, I'll drink it myself.
Can I offer you gents a bevy?
Oh, hello, Mr. Foxwell. Oh, that's very kind of you.
Do the honours, Jim, will you?
Yes, sir.
Colonel remembered something, has he?
Oh, I shouldn't rely on his remembering anything, sir. The old boy's not too bright upstairs these days.
Oh, I'm not surprised. He's more pickled as a jar of onions.
Strange I can't remember more about it myself. Wouldn't seem to be important enough for a big-time writer to go to all this trouble.
No, well, we just follow instructions, Mr. Foxwell.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so. Well, I'll bid you gents good night. Oh! Good luck with your investigations.
What's he sniffing around for? He was doing a bit of digging there. Did you notice?
I reckon there's more to Mr. Foxwell than meets the eye.
Well, that's it. I'm off to Kip. We need to make an early start if we're going to get to Brighton.
Yeah, me too. Well, let's hope that this George Billiard bloke remembers a bit more than that Colonel did.
Please, God. Good night.
Good night, Bern. Good night, mate.
Good night, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yeah?
Are you the gentleman from room number 5?
That's correct, yes.
I've just put a hot water bottle in your bed.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Would you like an early morning call?
Yes, 7 o'clock, please, and pot of lemon tea, toast, and a copy of the Jewish Chronicle.
We'll do our best, sir.
Oh, before you go, I wonder if you'd mind turning down my bed. I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
If that's what you'd like, sir.
Did you know I'm a private detective? I'm working on a very important case.
Are you really, sir? How interesting. Oh, I'd love to hear about that.
You will, love, you will.
Oh, good night, Norm. Sweet dreams.
You dirty, rotten basket.
Right now, Mr. Ames, let's start all over again, shall we? Now, you were standing in this pub, whose name you've forgotten, in a place you can't remember, when this stranger, between 5 and 6 foot tall, with mousy brown hair, approached you and asked you if you wanted to buy a gross of musical cassettes.
That's right. He said I look like a music lover.
He got you taped, all right. Get that, Frisbee? Cassette taped?
Yes, sir, I get it.
Good job they weren't LPs, otherwise you'd gone down on your record.
What about those 300 pairs of tights we came across in your wardrobe?
They're nothing to do with me. I'm just looking after them for a mate of mine.
I suppose you're going to try and tell us they were transvestites. Now, come along, Mr. Ames. Why don't you live up to your name and spill the beans? Because you're in the soup, you know. I hope you don't think I got a sauce asking, but it's taken us a long time to catch up with you. Get the blower, Frisbee.
Frisbee. Hang on, love, I'll call for you. Sheila Holmes in the blower for you, sir.
I wonder where she got to. Hello, Sheila. Where are you? Never heard of it. Worcestershire? What are you doing up there?
I followed Weinstock and Lugg as you instructed, sir. And incidentally, you're right. They're being tailed by someone else. I spotted Mickey Jordan hanging around the pub where they're staying.
Oh, now that is interesting.
I managed to engage Lugg in conversation during the course of the evening. It wasn't difficult, mind you. He kept touching my knee and trying to get me up to bed.
Obviously fancied a copper warming pan. Get it, Sheila? Copper?
Hilarious, sir.
Did you learn anything else interesting from the conversation?
Well, it could be a lot of hot air. But they did say that the case they're working on involves a 7-figure sum and has to do with something that's a girl's best friend.
Diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Oh, well done, Sheila. Any ideas of their future movements?
They're going to Brighton.
Brighton? Tomorrow. Ford Cortina, license number... Hang on a minute. License number SUD558G. Good work, Sheila. Go on the Brighton CID first in the morning. Ask them to watch out for that car and keep the occupants under elbow.
Right, officer.
Now let's start all over again, shall we, Mr. Ames? It's going to be a tall Sir-Lancelot. What? A long night.
Well, with a bit of luck, we should be in Brighton by lunchtime. Oh, stop sulking, Norm, will you? Just because I pulled a bird and you didn't.
I could have done if it hadn't have been for you. You even had the nerve to use my line of chat.
Oh, I'm always willing to learn from a master. Anyway, I'm a bachelor. You're a happily married man.
Happily married to her. The neighbours reckon I'm cohabiting with a donkey. Remind me to stop and get some petrol, will you, Bern?
Yes. While you're down there, you better get some new tyres as well.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Slashed.
So's this one, too. We better go down to the local garage, I suppose.
Yes, probably them that did it, trying to bump up business. Oh, bang goes our early start. Be lucky if we get there by tea time.
1 o'clock Thursday, yes, OK. Now, Malcolm, I believe you have some merchandise you wish to show me.
I have indeed, Mr. Blackman. I think you'll be quite impressed.
Oh, first class, Malcolm, first class.
The dear Queen never looked so regal.
If I hadn't had such a deprived upbringing, I could have been a superb painter.
Deprived of your liberty, you mean? Probably true. After all, you don't find many great artists in Borstal or Wandsworth.
I don't know. You should have seen some of the drawings on the walls of the toilets.
Anyway, back to business. How much do you want for these?
To you, Mr. Blackman, £500 per 1,000.
That sounds pretty reasonable, Malcolm. Just for a start, I'll take 2,000.
Right. You'll be back for more, Mr. Blackman, I assure you.
Probably, but it's always wise to do a little market sampling.
Sorry to interrupt. Hello, Malcolm.
It's all right, Reg. I was just going anyway.
Yeah.
Good day to you, gentlemen.
Bye-bye. Good night. Come and sit down, Reg. What a loss to the art world. So talented. Pity he's bid.
Yeah. He'd probably have made a lot of money.
That's exactly what he is doing, old boy.
I see what you mean, if you put it that way. So what I come to tell you, Mr. B, is that Mickey Jordan gave me a bell.
And?
Hey, well, he went all the way up to Worcestershire following our mates, and then he come all the way back down to Brighton, which is where he rang from.
Did he manage to get any information?
No, not a lot. But there was one thing, though. He saw some mush sticking a knife into their car tyres last night.
So, the younger generation must have their fun.
Oh, no. Mickey says this was no yobbo. No. He reckons his elderly geezer, about your age. He's about 10 or 15 years older.
Possible complication. You better keep me posted, Reg. And when you see Mickey Jordan, tell him I'm pleased with him. And give him that.
Blasted seagulls are a flaming nuisance.
Look at it. I thought you were a great bird lover, supporter of the Wildlife Fund.
So I am. Just because I like them doesn't give them permission to poop all over me. It's supposed to be lucky. And lots of good fortune to you, my friend. May you wind up wearing a white suit. Beautiful vessels these are, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're symbols of the rich and privileged. Toys, playthings of the upper classes. It makes me sick.
Me too, especially when they heave up and down and roll from side to side. Oh, excuse me, we're looking for a yacht broker by the name of George Billiard.
Oh, the commander, you mean? That's him over there. Tremendous type, XRN. Had a hell of a war, you know.
A question occurs to me. How could a geezer who was a sergeant in the Royal Wessex Regiment end up as a commander in the Royal Navy?
Perhaps he was moonlighting.
Oh, Mr. Billiard?
Commander Billiard, old boy.
George Billiard?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, now that is funny. We must have our lines crossed somewhere. You see, we're looking for a George Billiard who was a sergeant in the 1st Battalion of the Royal Wessex Regiment.
Who are you?
Carl.
Well, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Oh, Colonel Edgerton said you might like to have a chat with us.
Oh, I see. Oh, we can't very well have a chat here, can we? Harry, you ready to take her out?
Yes, Commander.
Good. Now, look, gentlemen, why don't you step aboard and we can take her out for a little spin and tell you what the devil all this is about. Have a couple of drinks, huh?
Very nice indeed, yes. You better nip along to the pub, Norm. I'll join you later.
What do you mean? Why shouldn't I come with you?
Well, I wouldn't want to compromise your high moral standards and have a joyride in a rich man's plaything.
Well, I look at it this way. By tasting the pleasures of the upper classes, I'm breaking new ground for the working man. Pioneering, as you might say.
Oh, the real Keir Hardy spirit, eh?
Cast off, will you, Geoffrey?
Right, gentlemen, take a seat. Now then, pink gins all round.
No thanks, I'd rather have a whiskey. I can't stand gin.
Oh, neither can I, to tell you the truth. But I've had to drink the damn stuff for years to keep up this navy front of mine. You see, gentlemen, I'm not really a naval commander at all. I've been sailing under false colours. Only for business reasons, you understand. You see, gentlemen, I sell boats. And the people who buy them would rather do business with an ex-naval officer than an ex-army sergeant.
Well, that's perfectly understandable. Business is business. After all, you're not doing any harm.
Then you won't reveal my little secret?
Of course not, Commander.
You know, gentlemen, I really do appreciate that. Now, listen, why don't we drink up and go up on deck? We might as well benefit from a little sea air.
Why not?
Cheers. Oh, this is the life, isn't it? If I won the pools,
Oh, what would you do, Norm?
I'd buy one of these.
Marvellous, isn't it? One whiff of decadence, and the red flag turns bright blue.
Harry, I'll take over now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Harry, will you go below and check that leaky tap in the galley?
Right, sir.
Now then, gentlemen, what's all this about?
Well, we're doing some research, Commander, for a client of ours, a historian, who's interested in the fighting in Europe during the Second World War, particularly Holland, 1944.
Long time ago?
Well, according to a Colonel Edgerton, who was then your platoon commander, you were involved in some action in a small Dutch town where you were forced to retreat by superior enemy forces.
Happened lots of times.
I hope to jog your memory that one of your section commanders, a Corporal Carter, was taken prisoner.
Carter? Oh, yes, I remember Carter. Right lad with the ladies he was.
Well, can you remember the name of the place where this happened?
No, it was really all too confusing. Well, you know what I mean. I expect you were in the services yourself.
Oh, yes, Army Catering Corps.
Oh, nice safe billet.
Safe? Highly perilous. One tasted the grub and our own mob wanted to kill me as well.
No, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I don't seem to be able to help you.
Oh, well, that's life.
Would you like another drink?
Oh, it's very nice of you, yes. I'd love one. How about you, Norm? No, I'd leave him out of this, otherwise the fish will get stoned.
Mind taking the wheel for a minute while I just pop below?
Oh, thank you very much. I've never driven one of these.
Keep her steady as she goes.
Aye, aye, Commander. You all right, Norm? That's right. I'd like to see you enjoying yourself. What that's for? Hang on, Norm! I'm coming back for you! Stay where you are!
You damn fool!
There's a line! Hang on, Norm, hang on! Don't go under, you still owe me a £5. Typical. You can't even drown with dignity. I must take full responsibility, Commander.
No, not to worry. I'm afraid you've had rather a wasted journey.
Oh, that water was cold. Yes, well, now you know what the rich have to put up with. It's not all cakes and ale.
What did you tell him, George?
Not a word, Foxy. But I'm very glad that you were the first to arrive, or I might have said something I shouldn't have.
Had trouble with their car, didn't they?
Foxy, are you sure that there are diamonds involved in all this?
I overheard them talking, and it all adds up. You remember Jack Carter stuffing something into his battle dress in that jeweller's shop, don't you?
I thought he was liberating a couple of watches.
So did I, till them two turned up.
Foxy, what are we going to do?
Well, I think we get aboard one of your nice little boats, take a trip across to Holland, and do a recce at Arsdale.
It's a good idea, Foxy. We'll sail on the evening tide.
Oh, you're back, Mr. Weinstock.
Wonderful powers of observation you've got, love.
a suit, Mr. Lugg.
We were at the seaside and he went for a paddle.
How could that make all his clothes shrink?
We were 3 miles out at sea at the time.
You may think it's a great joke, but I could have died, you know.
It's the story of my life, so near and yet so far.
Well, if it's any consolation, Mr. Lugg, I always thought you were wet before you fell in.
One of these days, your tongue will get you in trouble, young lady.
Oh, looks as if somebody's got her in trouble already.
Don't be so disgusting, Mr. Weinstock. Those are for my sister.
Got small feet, doesn't she? Sharon, get Ellen Carter on the phone for me, will you?
Yes, Mr. Weinstock.
What you reading, Ollie?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh! Oh, I like to see a man study. If we get a case involving Professor Moriarty, you'll be in charge.
Sorry, Mr. Weinstock, we've been a bit quiet last few days.
Might come a time when we could dispense with your services.
Give it a rest, Norm. Hello. Oh, hello, Helen. This is Bernie Weinstock here. I was wondering if we could come round to your place tomorrow after lunch and have a little chat. Right. See you then. You better come as well, Oliver.
What are you staring at me for?
It's your clothes, Mr. Lugg. They look rather strange.
It's his tailor. He's gone metric and he hasn't got it right yet. So the situation is, Ellen, we're no further forward than when we started.
No further forward. That's right.
I mean, the people we've interviewed so far, I can't remember a thing about it.
Can't remember a thing.
So it seems we've come to a dead end.
Dead end. My thoughts exactly.
Are you saying that we ought to give it up as hopeless?
Yes.
No, we wouldn't say that.
Well, not in so many words, no.
Perhaps, Miss Carter, you might have some apparently trivial piece of information which could give us a lead.
This boy must be telepathic. I was going to say just the same thing.
Look, so was I.
I don't think so. I went through my father's papers very carefully. Unless... No.
Oh, come on, Ellen, we're the professionals. Let us be the judge.
Well, there's a photograph of a young Dutch woman who seems to have been a close friend of Daddy's during the war.
Don't sound very significant, do it?
It could be.
On the other hand, you never know. To my darling Drek, Emery, Greta, 1944. What was the address on the back? 241 Arnoldstraat, Amsterdam.
If that lady's still alive, she might know something of the circumstances surrounding Mr. Carter's capture.
Once again, the lad echoes my thoughts. It may be a long shot, Ellen, but a visit to Amsterdam might pay off.
I hope you're prepared to pay the fares, Bernie.
No, we'll go Dutch. I say that's very good.
Oh, shut up.
I've just had a thought. I could borrow an aircraft from the club tomorrow and fly you over to Holland myself.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it, Norm?
I prefer the pilot with a big moustache, smoking a pipe and gold braid round his cap.
Oh, well, whatever turns you on.
Perhaps you'll pick me up at about 8:30.
Yes, I'll send my chauffeur.
Are you coming to our little meeting at the church hall tonight, Bernie?
What meeting was that?
Oh, you mean the Music Lovers Appreciation Society? No, I'm afraid not. No, I mean, if we're going to Amsterdam, I've got a lot to do. Come on, lads. See you tomorrow, love. Right, that's yours. Bye.
Jack's back at the same time next Sunday. Coming up in 15 minutes or so, Poirot, and that's after an extra treat, which is coming up next.